To take off the rotors, you have to take out these two screws, and for those you're going to need this impact screwdriver because those things are tightened pretty good. Now what this does, it'll loosen up this screw so that when you take out the caliper and the brake pads, it's easier to take the rotor out. You're going to take these two nuts out behind the caliper. And once you loosen them up, they're pretty easy to come out. It's the nut. In order to make sure that you get the caliper out of the way, I've rigged up a little cord here, and you can put this right over and under, and then basically just hold it out of the way. Now that the caliper is secured and out of the way, you want to take out the brake pads. These are pretty easy to come off, especially if they're worn out, like mine are. Pretty worn out, easy to come off. Two off. After that, you have to take the two nuts or two bolts in behind the brake mount, and those usually require a 17-inch wrench. Well, this one is easy to come off for me because I've already loosened it using a hammer, and I was able to loosen it up enough so that I didn't need to use that much power in it, and those come off fairly easy. And then you're able to take the brake mount out of the way so that you're able to put your new brake pads in, and also take out the rotor and replace the rotor and put the new ones in. And those are the bolts. Well, sometimes they're a little tight because they've been rusted on too long, so you just want to give it a couple of bangs, loosen up the rust, just do it evenly enough, and to where it comes out without needing a pulley. Now that we take out the brake pad mount, you want to make sure that if the kit comes with the new clips, go ahead and change the new clips because they come with it, so they're new. Why not? Now we're going to mount the rotor, and of course you have to make sure that it's the right one, and this one says right passenger side, so this is the one. You want to line up the screws, the screw holes to the ones that were there previously, because we're going to use the same screws to put on. Where are my screws? And not only do you want to tighten them back up, but you also want to make sure that you create that seal as well, and then you're good. Make sure that now you have to put the brake mount back on. It gets a little greasy, but it's worth it to do it yourself if you're going to save all that money. And in other words, it's very simple to go ahead and put these new brakes in, pads in. Just they go clipped in. It's fairly easy. And now to put the but we're gonna rest it up here, no? Ready? Calipers back in. We're gonna use a vice grip, little tool that we've made up. Very straightforward, very easy and to the point. And with a little bit of pressure and a lot of patience, that caliper will go back in to where it needs to go. Ready?
Okay.
And once these calipers are in, you can now put this piece back in here, just pressing in that little button there. Make sure that they're all where it needs to be. And then after that, all you need to do is tighten up those bolts. And we are good for braking. Putting the wheel back on, tightening up those nuts, and this brake job is done.